Good morning. It's great to have you back with us. Now, she's a broadcasting legend and national treasure whose face and voice have graced some...
She's like, what are you going on about?
She's right here. Some of Ireland's top television shows.
Yes, you know what? There's certainly something about Mary. Do you like it? Have you ever had that one
behind the couch?
Would you stop? Mary Kennedy, how are you doing this morning?
Very well, thank you. Bit of a cold, but, you know, getting
You're
there.
all right.
Yeah.
Great. It's not the GP's round. Good to know.
We have to get straight into what was going on at the weekend, because obviously you are one of our hosts of the Eurovision. You did it in 1995. This year was incredibly controversial. It's very different from how it was in the 90s. What do you make of it all, of how it has become so political?
Well, it's become political this year, but it's not political every year. My thoughts on the Eurovision are that it has evolved. I am not the target audience. In my day, you know, there was an orchestra with the musical director from every country for each person. And you know what it's like to perform in front of an orchestra.
Yeah.
It just elevates the whole occasion. Now it's fun, it's bright, it's chirpy. I just loved you know, I'm a very traditional person. I loved the formality of it, and that's gone.
Oh yeah, that is definitely gone.
It certainly has gone.
But I mean, it was,
right.
you know, you have to accept that it was political this year. It was a very controversial
Yeah,
situation.
and it's been political with Ukraine, I suppose, before as well. And, you know, it's a European-wide event. Bambi Thug, we finally went for something that was more Eurovision this year.
Yeah.
Because it has changed so much.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
They did a good job.
They did a great job. I mean, it was just spectacular on stage. Again, I wouldn't be the target audience. You guys probably wouldn't be either. But not saying that you're anything like
What are you saying?
Isn't that incredible? Look at that for a performance. She's also, as a person who survived Dancing with the Stars, she's a fabulous dancer.
Yeah.
They are
amazing. They are amazing.
She's forgetting.
They're
I
a
beg your pardon.
former ballerina.
Showing my eyes. Oh, really?
They're a former ballerina.
Okay.
And she's gone to
Incredible
the
camera
staging
work
was amazing.
and performance and everything.
It was
and getting
super.
finishing sixth as well, which for Ireland in the last couple of years we
That's
haven't
a
had much
win,
success.
Tommy, that's a win.
It is. Well, it is a win nowadays, but not back whenever you were hosting it. Like back in 1995, you were like the face. Like
that was the third in a row for Ireland.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, we were almost handing out collection boxes.
It got to... Oh, look at you there. Oh, how glam we were back in the day as well.
Yeah, very
Remember those
different.
chats? We can't afford it. We can't win again. We can't afford
Exactly.
I know, but it was such an occasion. And, you know, it was scary.
Was it?
But
Nerve-wracking?
Of course, yeah. But when you went out on stage, when I went out on stage, just there's a wave of support and love and energy, and it just fires you up and keeps you going.
That is so cool to have experienced something like that.
It's funny because I watch the Eurovision each year, and when I'm watching it now, I say, I presented that.
Yeah.
I actually did that.
On your own as well.
On my own, yeah.
Which is even more difficult.
I have to say, I actually find it easier to present on my own than co-present, because you don't have to worry about the person beside
What is
you.
that saying?
Words
I
that
don't
have a lot
know.
to
What is that? But what does that say about your new podcast with former President Mary McAleese?
Oh, it's fantastic.
I hate co-presenting, Mary.
No, I hate being on television and co-presenting when you're kind of presenting and you have to keep your mouth shut when the other person, you don't know where to look and things like that. We are having a ball, myself and Mary McAleese. I mean, we're both chatters. We're both pals. We've been pals for a long time, and we're having a great time.
This is changing times.
Yeah, changing times. So that's quite an interesting topic, because the times they are a-changing.
Well, it's about changing times in people's lives, and it really is, I suppose, an introduction, how to get into the conversation with the guest. Because everybody has experienced change in their lives. People have, you know, and some of them have been pretty moving. Phil Coulter talked about the changes that were forced upon him when he was 23 years of age, and his second child was born with Down syndrome. That's change. Wow. And also he lost 2 siblings, tragically. And, you know, but it makes the person. It's really... You know, it's part of the rich tapestry of life.
Yeah.
It's very brilliant. And tomorrow, they happen on a Tuesday. Tomorrow's guest is Daniel O'Donnell with a surprise ending.
Oh,
Now, so
wow.
we better talk about
Talk about the
osteoporosis now.
tease that she's left us with that.
Dun, dun,
So that is
dun.
tomorrow. You've had some
Mic drop.
fabulous guests. Changing Times, the Allenwood Conversations, yourself and Mary McAleese. What a podcast partner. It's amazing. But you
Oh, a
are
good
here.
crack. We get on well together.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
My friend, the ex-president. It's just very cool. It's very, very, very cool. Now, you have been for a few years, you have been chatting about osteoporosis. This is a thing. It's something that you're very much involved with and something that we have to be wary of. Tell us more.
Absolutely. And normally the campaign of awareness around osteoporosis happens in October because World Osteoporosis Day is in October. But this year, the Irish Osteoporosis Society decided that spring was a good time to have a campaign also. Because, you know, spring is a time of renewal, rebirth, light, bright, people getting out and about. And that is what we want to impart to people. The need to be aware of bone health, of keeping it positive and avoiding, because, you know, it's a silent disease. It's happening inside your body, the deterioration.
What is it?
Deterioration in the health of your bones and the strength of your bones, which leads ultimately to fracture, which is a break. And we don't want that. The slogan is, she doesn't deserve a break.
So, because...
That's very good.
It is, yeah.
smart.
Because you say,
We all
hey,
say-
what about that? I do deserve. I deserve
a
every break in life, but not in your bone health.
bone health.
It can obviously have osteoporosis can have for men, women, children, whatever else, but it's more common in women. Is that right? And particularly of a certain age.
Post-menopause.
Right.
But, Tommy, you can lay down your bone health as you can your heart health and all of your brain health when you are young. You know, you don't have to. It's the roots are laid down.
Set the foundations.
But it's preventable, but it's also treatable. So it's important. And it's important to have that conversation with your family, with your friends. And really, for women, particularly women over 65, to prioritise, to make it part of their health check. You know the way every spring you go and you get your bloods done and that sort of thing. And you should get your bone health looked at as well. And if you have problems, you'll be sent for a DEXA scan, and that'll tell you what. And then the steps to be taken will be
as what you can do. Yeah.
Because in 2019, for instance, there were 4,000 people admitted to hospital with
osteoporosis.
no, with a fracture.
Fracture as a result.
A broken, and 69% of them were women, and that's in this country.
And that's what's happening there. Well, this is what Mary's talking about now, and one way you can protect your bone density is with your diet. You can be doing that at any age. Alan is in the kitchen with dietitian Orla Walsh.
We are indeed, yes. We're getting a lesson in the food groups that will help us age gracefully. Good morning to you, Orla. Thank you very much for coming in. And I'm looking at all this and it sort of goes, OK, this sort of makes sense. It's the ones that nutritionists come in and tell us we should be eating all the time. But let's start into some of the groups, and calcium is very important for bone density.
Yeah, calcium is what gives our bones strength. And what a better source than dairy, because dairy not only provides calcium, but other nutrients that we know are important for bone health. It's helpful that it's delicious and easy to consume as well.
Exactly. Nice glass of milk, a little morning... What's this here?
That's my breakfast
This
that
is
I'll
your
have
breakfast?
after the show. So that's just yoghurt with some fruit and plain yoghurt, as well as cheese and porridge bread, which most people are familiar with these days, made from oats and yoghurt as well.
And how much of these would we need to be eating a day?
It depends on our age. So generally speaking, most people need to consume 3 portions a day. But some
What's
people...
a portion? Say, like with the cheese or the yoghurt, what's a portion? A small pot of yoghurt?
Yeah, a small pot of yoghurt or a matchbox size of cheese or a small glass of milk. But you can get dairy through other foods as well, so that's important. So if you don't like eating it as it is, then you can incorporate it into a lot of your meals as well.
OK, and moving on then, vitamin D.
Vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin, so it's important for lots of reasons, but vitamin D helps calcium do its thing in the body. So vitamin D is naturally found through eggs and the likes of oily fish here, but from around Halloween to St. Patrick's Day, most of us do need to take a vitamin D supplement every single day.
Is that because the sunshine is gone?
Yeah, well, it's raining today and it's May, so...
Well, the sunshine is not here a lot,
Yeah, so the sunshine is important to make it to produce vitamin D in the body.
There is a thing about maybe not... is that gone now, that myth that you should only maybe have a certain amount of eggs a week?
Yeah, I think back they used to say maybe 1 egg a week, and really when you look at the evidence, they got it wrong. They should have just said, we got it wrong. Eat eggs. They're a nice, affordable source of not just vitamin D, but protein and other nutrients.
And baked beans, so easy to do.
Oh, absolutely, and delicious, whether it be straight from a cup or on some bread.
Yeah. Now, magnesium is also good for you. Magnesium and vitamin K.
Yeah, so magnesium helps vitamin D.
We don't hear vitamin K a lot being mentioned.
Yeah, you were surprised when we talked about it earlier. So magnesium helps vitamin D do its thing, and vitamin D helps calcium. So there's a nice stepwise fashion here. So magnesium is found in green leafy veg. So when you see a green veg, you know there's magnesium in it. And magnesium is also found in a lot of nuts and seeds, particularly the likes of pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds.
Right.
But vitamin K, which is found in a lot of these foods too, vitamin K helps protein. And protein, while calcium adds strength to the bones, protein adds structure. And we need protein as well for healthy bones.
And you get the protein from the beans as well, will you?
As well as eggs and
everything
fish.
else.
Yeah.
So in portion-wise then, if we just say had one slice of salmon, a bit of broccoli, a glass of milk, maybe a pot of yogurt a day, would that be sufficient for us?
Yeah, I think an easy one to go is 3 dairy a day, 1 or 2 green vegetables a day, and make sure that there's vitamin D rich foods coming into your diet, but perhaps in wintertime taking a supplement, and perhaps nuts and seeds every single day as well.
Nuts and seeds would be important, would they?
They're a daily food, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
daily
absolutely.
food. So if you just don't want to eat them like that, is it sort of trying to put them into different things then?
Yeah, you could put them into a smoothie, or you can dry fry them in a frying pan to make them roasted. You can even add stuff on top to make them taste even better, and eat them that way as well.
Well, there you go. That's all you need to know. Well, thank you very much for that, Orla. And of course, a big thank you to Mary Kennedy and to dietitian Orla Walsh for joining us this morning.